Hey everyone, it's Brad Harmon. Today I want to talk about COVID-19. It's a tough one to talk about because of the implications coming forward in the next few weeks. Millions of people will be infected by this, and hundreds of thousands of people will likely die. So it is kind of a very sensitive topic. My focus and my priority today was to try to get to the positive sides and the lessons that we can learn from it. Certainly, we're not even through it all, so there's going to be more lessons to learn as we get through it. But the ones that I think are clearly apparent is A, that we're a global community, we're connected. Each and every one of our actions can have an impact on someone else, and we need to be cognizant of that. A perfect example is this, in the sense that, from another country, this is a virus that is not impacted or does not care about who you are, where you're from, what your income is, where you live, what country or ethnicity or religion you have. This does not discriminate, and it impacts every single one of us. And what lesson you should learn from that is that we're all in this together. We have far more in common than we have than we are different, and we should treat each other with respect and recognize that we all have a limited time on this planet, and we need to make use of the time that we do have. That being said, for those of us who are at home who are, annoyed by this experience and can't wait for it to be done, what are you doing to remain productive? What are you doing to take full advantage of the situation that you're in? For instance, if you're at home with your kids, are you spending time with them? Are you trying to engage with them? Thinking about how, it's something that I feel guilty about all the time is like, am I not spending enough time with my kids? I'm here on this video instead of in the other space playing with them, and certainly that's something I'm dedicating some time to every day. That's part of the reason I got a puppy, but to kind of facilitate something that we can all share as an experience. But what jobs have you been putting on the back burner that could be paid attention to during the time that you're isolated at home, or you're social distancing? What skills or learning could you be doing to improve yourself, to get a different career, to work on a business that you've talked about for so long? These are all things that we could be doing right now, that could dramatically impact our lives in the future. And we can also hold on to as something positive that we had and that we did during such a negative time where every single thing around us is negativity and destruction and pain and suffering. We want to avoid all that stuff as best as we can and insulate ourselves. As someone who is very positive and optimistic, it's hard to constantly be surrounded by this it's just like barrage of negativity and sadness and fear. It's important for our own mental health to focus on some positive elements of this experience, or at least some opportunities in this experience that can shed some light and some lighthearted kind of energy into our lives and into our families' lives. One thing I will say is, if you have someone at home, or if you have a family member or a friend that is by themselves at home, isolating and being a good social citizen by not going to work or not going to social events, but suffering nevertheless because they have no human connection. Perhaps give them a call, Zoom, Facebook Live, or not Facebook Live, FaceTime. Use some of these apps to communicate with those people. They, above all, will likely appreciate having direct communication with another human being, rather than sitting alone at house just watching Netflix and so forth. Anyways, the moral of this video is just use your time wisely. It's the best way to show respect to those that do pass away from this virus, or those who are ill from this virus, by showing the fact that you're taking full advantage of the time that you have, and sharing love and positivity to those around you. You are making the best of this situation, and you are better for it, and the people around you are better for it. So take this opportunity, send a positive note to someone you love and you care about, and let's see if we can keep that ball rolling. And again, we're one big global community. Let's use this experience to ensure, above all, that we continue to invest in science and make science-based decisions. That we understand we're a global community, and each and every one of our actions can have an impact on people we have never met, and that we have to take accountability for any negative actions we take. And then finally, one of the things that I personally think this kind of bodes to or requires our attention is the likelihood of, this pandemic specifically was predicted. Not, they didn't know when, they didn't know how, they didn't know what, but they knew it was going to happen because it's just a matter of time. And our factory farming and so forth. What else do you know that we have been warned about by scientists for years that is going to have a dramatic global impact and impact hundreds, thousands, millions of lives? Well, naturally, it's global warming, or not climate change, pardon me. So let's not forget, there are other problems we should be addressing that we've been putting off forever, and thinking, well, economically, this is the more expedient way for us to have a satisfying life. Well, how much is this instance of us being short-sighted, of us not investing into these sciences? How much economic pain are we going to suffer as a result of not investing a very small amount of our energy to attack issues like these? So we could be taking this lesson and then applying it to other problems that we know are coming down the pipeline. As global citizens, we cannot brush this down the road further. Anyways, that's just what I hear. Science, right? The global scientific community seems to be on consensus around that. So hopefully we can take that seriously, just like we have to take this pandemic seriously. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you take the lessons, and if you have comments, or if you think I'm way out to whack, just leave a comment below. Be more than happy to address it. And I hope you all are safe and home and taking full advantage of the time you have. Bye for now.